Well, this week, President Trump spoke with both the presidents of Russia and Ukraine separately, trying to come to a partial ceasefire deal. The State Department says it's a huge first step in ending the war. WENY Washington correspondent Rachel Knapp spoke with the State Department spokesperson on these latest developments for Ukraine. Rachel, what can you share with us?
Good evening, Renata. So we know that there are negotiating teams meeting with each other right now in Saudi Arabia. These talks, by the way, between President Trump and President Zelenskyy are some of the first talks that the pair has had since that explosive White House meeting just a few weeks ago. In these talks, by the way, we are also now learning that there are going to be some changes into which supplies that the U.S. will help Ukraine with.
We are at a point, which is the hardest point, which is to start.
Tammy Bruce, the State Department spokesperson, says Russia and Ukraine agreed to a partial ceasefire against energy sites. Strikes on energy facilities have been a critical focus of each country's efforts to attack each other. Bruce says this is the biggest first step in ending the war.
It is the idea that has to be implemented, that both sides have accepted. Now, the nature of how we get the full ceasefire is up to those brilliant people who do those negotiations.
We asked what kind of reassurances did the president get from Putin he won't break the agreement, and what kind of consequences could Russia face if they break the deal.
Entities know that there are repercussions if you don't do what you say you're going to do, or if you betray people that you've negotiated with. The way to really make it happen is for someone like Putin to realize that America will act if he betrays an agreement. We'll see once that agreement is signed what happens. But there's a lot, clearly a great deal at stake, and it's gone on for too long.
And there will be changes in supplying certain air defense systems to Ukraine. Under the previous administration, President Biden helped supply Ukraine with Patriot missile systems. The Trump administration says Zelenskyy asked for additional Patriot missile systems.
From that conversation, it looked like that we would be moving Patriot missiles, or the missiles that we were going to check with that are existing in the European Union, to Ukraine.
Bruce says we will learn more in the next few days about the terms of the partial ceasefire and other agreements.
Ukrainians are ready for a full 30-day ceasefire. And we now, for anybody who was confused about that, we now wait and watch and see what Putin is serious about.
President Trump also suggested that the U.S. should take over ownership of some of Ukraine's power plants, but Zelenskyy is pushing back on that suggestion, saying those power plants belong to the people of Ukraine. So right now it's unclear if that's also part of the negotiating deal in Saudi Arabia. Live from Washington, Rachel Knapp, WENY News.